Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and if this is your first time here, you're welcome. Please don't forget to hit that red subscribe button down below, and please click on the bell as well. Thank you so much. So the previous update about Jodha and AKBAR was how Jalal finally saw Jodha, and AKBAR and Jalal were struggling to save Jodha, but unfortunately AKBAR died in the process. That was the last update. Let's continue from there. AKBAR died and Jodha and Jalal were shocked. Jodha was sad, and Mahan says that why did AKBAR intentionally kill himself? Jodha says that AKBAR did that because he came to know that everybody ate him. Jodha looks at AKBAR's dead body and says that AKBAR had to bear so much pain in this world, and she hoped that in the next birth, AKBAR would get love and a good life. Jodha cries and looks at Jalal, and she rests her head on Jalal's shoulder. In the tent, Jodha thinks about AKBAR, and she wished that she could have changed AKBAR's fate because she was also responsible for whatever happened. But if she did not rescue AKBAR from the pit that he was thrown in, then AKBAR would have died in that pit as well. The doctor comes and Jalal says to Jodha that the doctor will check her. The doctor asks that did anything dangerous happens to Jodha, and Jodha looks at Jalal, but Jalal was looking really angry. Jodha says that she had to run a lot and she had to stay hungry, and she also drowned in the river. Jalal gets angry and he clutches his knuckles in anger. The doctor says that Jodha was lucky because her children are safe, but Jodha have to be careful. Jodha says yes, now she will take care of everything, and the doctor gives Jodha medicine and goes from there. Jalal also goes from there while Jodha looks at Jalal going. Mahan comes there and greets Jodha. Mahan says that he wants to talk to Jodha, and Jodha says that Mahan should go ahead. Mahan says that he knows that Jodha wants to talk to Jalal, but he wants to tell Jodha what happened in her absence so that Jodha can understand Jalal's state of mind. Mahan tells Jodha how Jalal found her clothes in the hut and how Jalal said that he would not eat food, and Mahan leaves. Jodha says that she have to talk to Jalal because she doesn't know what Jalal is thinking. Munim sees Jalal outside the tent and he thinks that Jalal did not go to Jodha, and this is not good. Sharafuddin comes there and says that the thieves were killed by AKBAR, and it would have been good if Jalal had sent him to kill AKBAR instead of the thief. Adam comes to Ma'am Anga and tells her that Jodha has been found and AKBAR is dead, and now what would happen next to be fun. Ma'am Anga kept quiet, and Adam asked that what happened because Ma'am Anga did not answer him, and after all this, would Jalal accept Jodha? Ma'am Anga says that the question is that why would Jalal not accept Jodha? Because Jodha have the powerful weapon, and that is the heir of the Mughal Sultanate, and Jalal would not leave Jodha alone just like that. Adam says that but Jodha's respect and the Rajvanshi honor would decrease, and Ma'am Anga was about to answer Adam, but she heard someone playing music, and Ma'am Anga tells Adam that they will talk later, and Adam goes from there. Atifa was playing music in Harem, and Rukaya asks Oshia if all the preparations for the music night is done, and Oshia says yes. Oshia sees one eunuch and says that he felt like the eunuch was a male and not a eunuch, and Rukaya goes behind the eunuch. The eunuch comes to Atifa, and it was Atifa's husband. Atifa's husband tells Atifa that he is sorry for whatever happened, and Jalal is not in the palace now, so it is a good chance for them, so they should run away from there. Atifa was worried, and Rukaya comes there and shouted that how can a male comes into harem in disguise. Atifa's husband says that Atifa is his wife and he have the right to meet her because she is being captured by Jalal. Rukaya shouted that Atifa's husband should be silent, and Atifa's husband knows whom he is talking to because she can put Atifa's husband behind bars immediately. Atifa says to her husband to go away from there and he should never show his face again. And Rukaya says that if Jalal gets to know that Atifa's husband came into harem, then Jalal will put Atifa's husband in between the walls and he will kill him. Atifa's husband says that Atifa is his wife and he will not leave her like this, and he will come back and Atifa's husband leave. Rukaya says to Atifa that if Atifa wants to be with her husband, then Atifa should forget about the luxuries of harem because harem belongs to Jalal. Atifa says sorry, but she did not call her husband here, so she was just waiting for Jalal. Rukaya says that this is the last time that she would be warning Atifa that harem belongs to her and Atifa should never try to break the rules, and Rukaya goes from there. Jodha was waiting for Jalal and she comes out. The soldiers comes there and asks that what did Jodha need. Jodha asks that where is Jalal, and the soldier says that he will check where Jalal is and he will inform Jodha. Jalal comes there from the back and says that was Jodha waiting for him. Jodha says Jalal, and Jodha wanted to talk, but Jalal says not here, so Jodha should come inside. Both Jalal and Jodha comes into the tent, and Jodha says that when Jalal came to save her, then she thought that everything is fine between them. But after coming here, she gets to know that Jalal is angry. Jodha says that she is sorry for her mistakes, and Jalal says really, Jodha is sorry. Jodha says that Jalal should try to understand because Kaiba was in pain in the pit and it was increasing Jalal's sin. Jalal says that he tried to make Jodha understand that Kaiba is a beast and not a human, and Kaiba doesn't know about human and their ethics, and even then Jodha still went to him, and Kaiba took the sign wrongly. Jalal says that Jodha should think for once why he did not kill Kaiba and why he put Kaiba in the pit instead. Jalal says that he only put Kaiba in the pit because he wanted to inform the people that they are safe from the beast and he did not kill Kaiba, and Jodha thought that he has no sense and he have no humanity and he is a fool, and Jodha doesn't trust his decision. Jodha says that it is nothing like that and she knows that she made a mistake, but her intention wasn't wrong, and if she has hurt Jalal's heart, then Jalal should please forgive her. Jalal says that every mistake doesn't have forgiveness, and Jodha knows that because of her, people are gossiping and Kaiba killed many of his soldiers, so isn't that an injustice to the soldiers' family as well? Jalal says that Kaiba killed many village people, and isn't that also an injustice? Jalal says that he holds Jodha responsible for all what happened, so Jodha should tell him if all her sins have forgiveness. Jalal says that he wants their problem to remain between them, but how many times has Jodha gone against his decision? But he ignored it so that people doesn't disrespect Jodha, but Jodha disrespected the Mughal Sultanate. Jodha says that she knows that people are gossiping about her and everyone are thinking that why did she make food for Kaiba, but they don't know that she is pregnant and she have to feed her children as well. Jodha says that everyone are thinking that why did she change her clothes when she was with Kaiba, but she is a mother and she have to save her children from cold. Jodha says that she doesn't care about anybody, but she wants to ask Jalal that did Jalal not trust her as well. Jalal says that Jodha never trusts him, but he would answer Jodha's question that even after he wanted to doubt Jodha, but he couldn't still doubt Jodha. In the night, Jodha and Jalal were lying on the bed, but they turned their back to each other. Jalal turns and looks at Jodha sadly, and they were both sad, and they couldn't sleep. Jodha gets up and she looks at Jalal, and she lies down again and a song plays in the background. Finally, Jalal comes with Jodha to the palace and everyone were waiting for them. Jodha comes out of the palanquin and Amida was happy to see Jodha, but Jalal and Jodha looks at each other sadly. People started gossiping that will Jalal forgive Jodha now, and another person says that maybe Jalal will not accept Jodha now. Jalal heard what the people said and he goes to Jodha. Jalal holds Jodha's hand with love and everyone were shocked. Jodha was surprised and she looks at Jalal. Jalal holds Jodha's hand and says that he thank God that Jodha safely came back and he wants all the people to welcome Jodha. Jodha was happy and she smiles looking at Jalal. Jodha touches Amida's feet and Amida removes evil eye from Jodha and smiles. Jalal, Jodha and everyone comes in and Jalal leaves Jodha's hand. Amida says thank God that Jodha came back safely. Rukaya says that she has called the doctor for Jodha, and Jodha says thanks to Rukaya, but Jalal has already called the doctor for her last night, and she is fine. Rukaya says thank God that at least Jalal cares for his children. Amida says that this is not the time to discuss that, and Rukaya says that when will the time come to tell Jodha that she was wrong. Jodha says that Rukaya is right and what she did was wrong, but she is sorry for everything. Jalal asks Rukaya if everything is fine in his absence, and Rukaya knows that yes. Jalal asks that where is Atifa, and it means that did Atifa's husband came to torture her again, and Jodha was shocked to see Jalal's concern for Atifa. Rukaya says that everything is fine, so Jalal should just go and take some rest. Jalal nods and says to Amida that he will meet Amida later, and Jalal goes from there. Atifa was in tears and Jalal comes there. Atifa was happy to see Jalal and Jalal sits beside Atifa and says that why is Atifa crying like that? Atifa says that a maid told her that Jalal only loved Jodha and Jalal will not come back to her, and she thought that after this kidnapping incident, then Jalal will not come back to her. Jalal says that the maid said something to Atifa and Atifa accepted it. Atifa says that she had to accept it because it was a maid who knows Jalal so well. Atifa says that she knows that she should be in her limit because she knows that she is nothing without Jalal, and if Jalal would not have come to her, then she would have still been waiting for Jalal, and she would have been happy just by seeing Jalal's glimpse because Jalal means a lot to her. Jalal says that Atifa should not think like this because Atifa knows that she means a lot to him, and Atifa is his peace and he cannot be away from Atifa. Jalal says that he knows that Jodha is important to him and Jodha is his responsibility, but Jodha always hurts him and Jodha always become a problem for him, and this time as well, Jodha created problems for him and he only gets peace when it comes to Atifa. Atifa rests her head on Jalal's shoulder and Jalal says now, Atifa should not think that he will leave her alone again. Atifa says yes, but still she doesn't belong to Jalal yet because her husband still has full right on her. Jalal says that Atifa should not worry about that because he would do anything to bring Atifa closer to himself, and Jalal hugs Atifa. Zakira comes there with Juice and she heard all their conversation. Jalal thinks about something and Zakira thinks that this Atifa is clever and she is emotionally blackmailing Jalal, and this is bad for Jodha. Jodha was in her room and she remembered how Jalal held her hand in front of everyone. Zakira comes there and she thinks that she should tell Jodha about Atifa, and then she thinks that Jodha is already worried, so she should not tell her anything. Salima comes there and sees Jodha lost in thought. Salima says that they should disturb Jodha, but Jodha says no, and Jodha asks Salima to come in. Salima sits and Jodha asks that where is Rahim. Salima says that she did not bring Rahim because she wanted to talk to Jodha, and is everything alright between Jodha and Jalal. Jodha says that she asked for forgiveness from Jalal, but Jalal did not answer her, and the Salima knows that AKBAR gave his life away just to save her, and Jalal saw that too, but then, and whatever happened, she is not only responsible for everything, and Jalal's anger was also responsible, because if Jalal did not, and before Jodha could complete her statement, Salima asked Jodha to stop. Salima says that this time is not to discuss about old matters, but it is the time to remove the space between Jodha and Jalal, and Jodha have to take the first step. Jodha says that she tried many times, but Jalal always show his back to her, and why would she always ask for forgiveness, and is this relationship from her side alone? Because now Jalal only likes the company of Atifa, and Jalal doesn't understand that Atifa belongs to someone else. Salima says that Jodha have the power to bring Jalal back to herself, and the mistake was done by Jodha by not obeying Jalal's order. Salima says that if it was any other wife instead of Jodha, then Jalal wouldn't have forgiven her, but for Jodha, Jalal roamed around the whole jungle, and he also announced to the people to respect Jodha. So this means that Jalal has feelings for Jodha, and even after everything, and if Jalal is going to Atifa, then Jodha have to bring Jalal back. Salima says that Jalal is alone, and Jodha have to show him love and care, and bring him back to herself, because this is for the betterment of everyone. Otherwise, anything can happen. Zakira says sorry to interrupt, but this Atifa is very clever than she looks, and Atifa reminds her of Benzir, and she thinks that Atifa has some other plans. Jodha thinks, and Salima says to Jodha that only Jodha have the power to bring Jalal back on track. Jodha says that Salima is right, and Jalal is her husband, and she will go to any extent to get him back. Salima says sooner, Jodha should meet with Jalal, and it will be good for Jodha, and Salima leaves while Jodha thinks. Atifa's husband was in the dagger to pray, and Jalal also comes there. Atifa was there as well, and Atifa's husband fumes in anger, saying Jalal. The priest says that this is a sacred month of Ramadan, and he requests everyone present to do good deeds in this month. Jalal prays and leaves from there, and Atifa's husband points something to the priest. The priest goes to Atifa and says that he wants to talk to Atifa, and the priest takes Atifa and her husband aside. The priest says to Atifa that do Atifa have any idea as to why he called her, and Atifa says no. The priest says that just by offering prayers, God will not become Atifa's own, and if Atifa go against the Islamic rules, and if Atifa will not obey the limit, then Atifa's prayers will be meaningless, and Atifa will be considered as a sinner, and Atifa's prayers will not reach God if Atifa cheats on her husband. So now it is on Atifa to decide if she wants harem or if she wants God's blessing. Jalal comes to the court and he asks Todamal to distribute money on Eid celebration, Ma'am Anga says that it would affect the government if they distribute the money, but Jalal ignored Ma'am Anga, and Jalal asked that what do Todamal suggest that they do. Todamal says that it will truly affect the government for some times, but they would have good economy after some time, and it suggests that instead of giving the money to the people, then they should give food and grains to the people, because the people needs food more, and it will stable their lives, which would be better for the government as well. Todamal says that also, if they send grains to the neighboring countries, then their relationship will become better and they will have to spend less. Jalal says that he likes Todamal's intelligence, and a soldier comes there and says that Atifa sent message that she wants to meet Jalal right now, and everyone were shocked. Sharafuddin asks if Atifa should be asked to come and meet Jalal, but Jalal says no, he would go and meet Atifa. Jalal comes to Atifa and shouted that what is all this, and how can Atifa send message to him in the court, and he thinks that his love has stopped Atifa's mind from working properly, and Atifa should not forget her limit otherwise. But before Jalal could complete his statement, Atifa says that Jalal should make her go away from him, and Jalal should throw her away from his eyes, because she has decided to choose between Jalal and God tonight, and her husband is coming to take her away. Atifa says that she committed a sin by loving another person's husband when she is already married, but she is not characterless and she will not be able to say no to her husband. So Jalal should better throw her out or kill her, so that she would have to choose between Jalal and her husband, and Jalal angrily leaves from there. In the court, Adam says that RM matters are being discussed in the court, and now, how would they do the government because a maid comes and interrupts them while talking? But Jalal, instead of punishing her, went inside with her, and this cannot happen, and even Jalal doesn't have the right to do this. Jalal comes back to the court and looks at Adam angrily. Jalal says that he has heard one complaint that he disturbed the court, so he wants to tell everyone that he has the right to break any order, because if a king wants, then he can make or break any rules. So today, he is announcing something and everyone have to accept it. Jalal says that he is announcing that Jalaluddin Muhammad Akbar, announced that on Eid day, he would marry Atifa, and even if Atifa doesn't get divorced from her husband, his marriage with Atifa will still happen, and everyone was shocked hearing this. Jodha was getting ready, and Moti says that Jodha took a good step by wanting to go and talk to Jalal. Jodha says that she felt bad when Jalal got angry with her, but she cannot let Jalal go to any other woman, and Salima gave her good advice because Jalal was angry with her, but even then, Jalal came and saved her, so she will go and she will just talk to Jalal to clear every misunderstandings. Moti says that Jodha's grandmother used to say that someone who asks for forgiveness is great, and the person who forgives also have a big heart, and this way everyone will be at peace. Zakira comes there and says that Jalal announced his marriage with Atifa, and Jodha couldn't believe her ears. Rukaya also gets to know that Jalal has announced his marriage with Atifa, and Rukaya comes out. Jodha was also going, and Jodha and Rukaya met each other. Jodha says that Rukaya's face is showing that, and before Jodha could complete her statement, Rukaya says that how can this happen, that she will not be a special wife anymore, but no, she was born to be a special wife, and she will not let that happen, that someone will snatch her position from her. Rukaya says that Jalal loved Jodha because Jodha is becoming a mother, but even then she was still a special wife, and now Atifa is also snatching Jalal away from her, but she will not let that happen. Jodha says that this is a problem with Rukaya, because Rukaya always cares for only her position and not about her husband. Rukaya says that they cannot control their husband, but they have just this position and they cannot lose it because this is their respect. Jodha asks that what about love, and Rukaya says that Jodha always talk about love, and Jodha said that she will give her heart to Jalal, and Jodha said that she will change Jalal, and now Jalal has truly changed, because Jalal is no more caring about anything, and all this happened because of Jodha, but she will try everything in her power to stop Jalal, and she will not let the marriage happen. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching till the end, and please don't forget to like it, don't forget to share the video, and don't forget to comment, and I'll see you all again in my next video. Bye guys.